Hello, good morning everybody. How are you all doing? It's about 8 in the morning here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and we're going to have a 32 degrees Celsius day here. So I'm really looking forward to the possibility of enjoying a beautiful day outside, but of course there's a chance of a little bit of rain. But like any other day, or like any other situation in life, right? Some days it's going to be rainy, and some days it's going to be sunny. It's just a matter of how we look at it. And I personally believe that if anybody would like to make a change in their life, whether it's with trading, or it's with a relationship, or with a job, or anything that you would like to make an active change in, or for yourself, or for anyone else, it has to start with within. And the motivation has to be there to make a drastic change where you see where you're at say A, and then you want to get to Z. And a lot of people are always so scared of standing on top of that fence there, but they see it's so much greener on the other side. And I'm referring to wanting to become a trader, right? Wanting to dive into trading and learning as much as you possibly can. But of course, you got to be able to fill in every other letter of the alphabet as well by making small action plans each day. I'm just trying to just give you a little bit of advice of what I've gone through, which is when I wanted to become a full-time trader, I knew that it wasn't going to be as easy as reading one YouTube video. I knew it was going to be a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of energy, lots of dedication as well. And I think that when we fill in the letters from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z, then if we make these small action plans daily, it's going to get us a lot closer to where we would like to be. And today, I wanted to take a look at Ethereum, alright? I want to take a look at Ethereum because I think it's a very hot contender right now for one of the most bullish coins this upcoming summer. And I do have to admit that I'm planning, or not planning, but hope it's not a strategy, but I firmly believe that Ethereum is going to be one of those coins that will be bullish for this summer up until possibly August. Before we start this Ethereum technical analysis, make sure you guys are picking up my course if you're still interested in it. The updated one is almost done. Today I probably won't be putting a lot of work into it because it's just simply too beautiful outside. And when you get 32 degree weather Celsius, it's time to enjoy it outside, right? So pause it for syllabus 1, course 1. Pause it if you want to see the syllabus for course 2. Pause it if you want to see the syllabus for course 3. And it goes for 190 American dollars, where you'll get the updated course for free, of course, when it comes out. And the free one is just basically more charts and new information in terms of condensing it as well. And I think that I've gotten a little bit better at speaking and communicating properly in a much more clear and concise way. And I think it'll be more rewarding having an updated course because, you know what, it was kind of long, right? 17 and a half hours. And I think this newer course, or the updated one, is just going to be a lot more condensed with better information as well, where you can get through it quicker. And I think I can explain things a lot better now. So anyways, pick it up before it's not available anymore. And just DM me if you got any questions. Or just send the Ethereum or Bitcoin to the description below and DM me. I get back to everyone, and I apologize if I haven't in a timely manner. But make sure that you DM me and make sure that you keep trying to contact me. Because the last thing I ever want to do is make you worried about not getting back to you. Anyways, let's get into this. Even on CoinDesk, if you look at, Bitcoin 24 hours, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, they're all in the negative right now. If you take a look at the 7-day graph in general, you can see that Ethereum is the one that's kind of leading the way right now. And of course, there was Cardano with a huge exponential increase, and also Chainlink as well. So now we see these tumbling down as well. EOS had a very significant increase as well. So let's take a look at the Ethereum 24 hours. But first of all, let's go to my Ethereum post and go all the way back to it, okay? We'll start off with this one right here. Then we'll go to this one. Then we'll go to this one. There we go. So I had tweeted earlier that this was the main one that I started, okay? Ethereum trends within this region for 1 year, 1 year and 167 days now. Then I wrote, we trend within this channel for 763 days now, and it's attempting to break above $227. And here, we see that 1, this resistance at $215 established over 30 days has been broken. 2, we now attempt to break $226, right? And 3, if we don't break above $226, this is a range we'll most likely trend in, okay? And then if we break 226, it's likely for us to attempt to hit on this upper channel. And that upper channel was $245, as you can see right over here. And surely enough, going back now, how's the accuracy, baby? We break above 226 and we face massive resistance at $240. And this is all called before then, right? So did you guys take my advice? I'm not a financial planner in any way whatsoever, but clearly when I say, do you have your booty shorts on? You know exactly what I'm implying. I'm a bear at heart. Rawr. This is just how I am. And a gentle reminder there, guys. Oh, sorry, that has nothing to do with that. Sorry. So BAM hits $245. That was an incredibly nice call. And I did say that shorting was maybe advised in some way. And BAM, we plummet from 245 to 229. Not bad whatsoever. Would you agree? I say so. So let's get back to the 24-hour volume. And we'll just see how this is trending thus far. Market cap has been increasing significantly for Ethereum, where it's in the low 20 billions, reaching all the way to the mid 20 billions now. So from May, we were at to 23 billion, sustaining, jumping up, climbing up to 24 billion, 25 billion, 26 billion. 24-hour volume has been dropping a little bit slower than normal, but that's all right, because we see that we were hitting a high of 242, actually 243, 244 for the close of the month, which was significantly high. And now we're dropping, of course. But in my opinion, okay, let me look for something for you now. So let's recap what was going on. This is the original channel that I drew in here, okay? This one right over there. So we had a major resistance at the 215 mark. It's always good to recap. If you want to look in the future, you got to be able to look into the past. I think that it's wise to use the past to plan in the present so you can focus on the future. And it allows you to identify patterns, and it allows you to identify resistances and supports as well. So my resistance started from right around here. This major one right there first, at 215, pretty much on the nose. And the next one was clearly around 227, or I say 226 range, about right around here, because that's no doubt the interim swing high, right? Interim just basically means the short term, like the previous one in a short period of time in between. So then we broke out of here. Notice this resistance, one's there, and this range right there. So this whole range in the middle of this two red bar, that was a major resistance. We can call this R1 and we can call this R2. This range was R1. And this was R2. And for the people that took that play, it was a really nice risk to reward ratio. So you always want to be looking for setups that can give you a significant amount of a good risk to reward ratio with a good probability of winning that trade, right? You guys all know my simple theory of trading using probability, right? Which I'll just write it out here for you guys quickly in less than 5 minutes, okay? So, you know, we don't need to compare all of it, but I'll just go through really briefly with you guys so you can remember. I hope that this is okay. Just flipping a coin. Example, right? 10 flips. Okay? You got a 50% win. 50%. 50% loss. Actually, let's even give you a better example. Let's go with a 40% win and a 60% loss, okay? Out of 10 flips. So that means you win 4 wins, and then you 6 losses, right? And then let's say each trade you can win twice as much as you lose. You can win twice as much as you lose, right? So each trade, win, say $100. Each trade, or sorry, I should write each win at $200, and each loss at $100. Okay, simple. So then 4 wins at 200 is equal to 800. 6 losses at 100 equals 600. So net profit equals, right, 800 minus 600 equals a $200 profit. Simple, right? Now let's change up the numbers a little bit, okay? Let's change up the numbers, and let's say this is what we call a 2-to-1 RR. Okay? This one we're gonna call it 2-to-1 RR. Or R 2-to-1. Because you're winning twice as much as you can lose, right? Now this one we're gonna call it 3-to-1 RR. Alright? I'll move it all down so you can see a little better and give you a really good example. So now you're gonna change it, same ratio, right? Except now you're winning 3 times more. So see, this each win is at 300, but each loss is only at 100. So if I take 4 wins, that's actually a $1,200 profit, right? But now 6 losses is still a $600 profit or $600 loss. So now I'm taking a $1,200 profit minus a $600 loss, which equals 600. So now all of a sudden, because I'm taking a 3-to-1 RR instead of 2-to-1 RR, over 10 possible trades, I'm actually up $600 versus $200, which is 3 times more profit. Okay? You guys might have to rewind that and watch that again if you're not familiar with this concept. Because what we want to do is trade like a casino and win over time. And these concepts are very important as a trader to understand that we do not care about the individual trade that we take. Hiccups. What we care about is winning over time and trading like a casino. See it like playing poker or any other game that requires skill. This is not gambling, in my opinion. This is playing with a finite set of skills that allows you to mathematically understand the probability of winning over time. Okay, let's get back into this. Every morning, chug a glass of water. Your body needs to be really hydrated. Body's always dehydrated when you wake up. I always like to start off my days with really good habits. Right? I like to meditate in the morning. I go for a walk every single day. Sometimes I even run for 5 kilometers. Usually happens about 3 times a week now, which is pretty good. And I always make sure I stay hydrated. You got to keep this sharp and your heart sharp. Cardiovascular if you want to have the discipline of a trader. If you want to do anything in life, you have to have really good work ethic. You can't be a lazy bum just doing nothing at home and sitting around in your PJs, for example. That's not motivated. You're trading against some serious people, right? Some really talented traders out there in the world, and you got to make sure that you got these skills that's going to last you a long time. And it starts with discipline, in my personal opinion. So now that we understand risk to reward a little bit, for those that are new to my channel, you guys you may not understand a lot, right? Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. I highly recommend that you consider taking my course. Just take a look in the description below. It's not even anything I need to push, guys, right? As we all know already. It speaks for itself. This was really cool. Right here. 2018, Bitcoin.com. Started looking at analysts. Philicon, the first analyst on our list is Canadian cryptocurrency trader, Philicon. Kind of cool that they gave me the award for best trader. Can't complain about that, right? My track record speaks for itself. for those that don't know about my playlist as well, right? Check out Trading Live Series with me. I created a playlist here with about 111 videos, totaled I think $120,000 profit, over 111 trades. I think 10 of them were at least losses. So I narrate every single loss of mine as well as wins. And I'm trading anywhere from a $5,000 balance to a $250,000 balance. So take a look at the course if you guys are interested in it. It might very well change your life, or you'll take away a lot of skills from it. I'm done talking about it till the very end, guys. Let's get on with this. So now we're going to talk about the RR, okay? So this is resistance 1. That's resistance 2 right there. So if you were to go into long position at the breakout above $215, where would you target? Clearly, you would target right there, okay? You would target the high around there. I'd probably go to that wick to be safe. That would have been a pretty good 5% juicy profit. Now, don't always try to go for those gigantic profits, right? You don't need to. You got to be really smart about it. I go for usually a 3-to-1 RR, right? 3-to-1 RR, and there you go. You would have had a chance to win possibly a 4.89% profit. Now, you do the compounding interest of a 4.89% daily, okay? If you made one trade a day at a 4.89% profit, or even a 2% profit, you do the compounding profits over a month and 30 days, which is in my course 3, you actually make a decent amount of paper. Even if you factor in some losses, even if you took a 40% win rate only and you took a 3-to-1, and here you would have lost 1.61%. That was a beautiful freaking trade. On top of that, like I mentioned, okay, if you were to actually enter it above the breakout on 227-ish, okay, on 227-ish, and just say you ended up targeting where I mentioned around we'll say 240, okay, we'll just say we'll say 245-ish. That's pretty much catching the top, but that's all right. 245, okay. Let's zoom out a little bit. Why would we have said 245? Well, because this right here, okay. Check out this resistance further back. Now we got an R3. See that? That's R2. That's R1. And now we got an R3 right up here. There you go. Very meticulous with my font sometimes. See, R1, we broke it at 215. Resistance 2, we broke it at 227. And then resistance 3 is most likely going to be this particular range. And if I extended this all the way back right here, you can clearly see that this is a major resistance right there, right around the 215 mark. Because it also includes this section right here. Right? So now R3 clearly is at two confluent areas. Okay? One area is of course right here that I'm notifying you of. And the second one is of course the top of this purple channel that is very, very indicative as well. Two major points of resistance, and that's why we didn't break it. Now what I'm loving about Ethereum is that on the daily chart we got a golden crossover, okay? What is a golden crossover? A golden crossover is the point at which the white line right here, okay, right here, which is the 200 moving average, it ends up supporting below all of it. So now we get the 200 moving average crossing with the 50, okay? So this is the point of the golden crossover right there, where the white was, or the yellow was below it, and then, which is the 55, or people usually use the 50, but I use 55 because it is the golden ratio. And then the 55 ends up going above the 200 moving average, where then the white line, which is the 200 moving average, ends up becoming the support. So then in my eyes, from the gold, or from the Fibonacci set of numbers, it's going to be 8 above, okay, 8, 13, 21, 55, and then 200. And then from low to high, it goes from 200 to 55 to 21 to 13 to 8. And now we see this beautiful golden crossover where every time it has tried to bounce, it bounced off of the 200, or sorry, the 55 moving average. It bounced almost again at the 55 moving average, but quite above it. And in fact, it bounced within this channel 3 times now, where I am loving it right after the crossover. 1 time, 2 times, and thrice. Okay? Beautiful or what? So now what we're seeing is a resistance here. And the monthly closed off pretty well. Okay? Monthly closed off well, but we do see the volume waning off right now. On the weekly, we're also seeing this decline in volume as well. If you go to Google Trends searches, you're also seeing a decline in searches as well. But we are still going upwards for now. I do anticipate later in June and July to have a fairly bullish month for Ethereum. Now keep in mind, I'm not your personal advisor, and I'm just doing this to give you my personal opinion of the market, so please do not hold me accountable in any way. Think of yourself as somebody who is intelligent, which you are, of course, and you'll be reading 10 different newspaper publications, and then you'll formulate your own opinion. And I'm just one of those sources of news where you're going to see it from multiple perspectives, okay? So I'm really digging just the way this is moving. I'm digging the way on the weekly right here that the price action is staying above the 55 moving average. See, it stayed above it, hovered in the middle of it for 1 week, 2 week, bounced right here, and then we got a huge push to the upside, which was a beautiful rally. We rallied 26% in literally less than 1 week. That is a huge increase in my personal opinion. So now we have to break this. We have to break this point right there. This channel needs to be broken to the upside. It needs to be for us to be considered very, very bullish. We got to have a huge penetration to the upside. And I think that it would likely happen somewhere. If it does happen, we could see $288 ranges. Because this whole area is going to be massive contention, where we see it as a resistance all the way from the back of since well, I guess you could say since February the 15th, and that happened for about 2 weeks there. But it is the interim resistance from what we see, and that's going to be a really difficult point for us to breach. So I think that we have to break out of this channel first of all, okay? But right now, I think that we're going to be hovering in between these particular price points, okay? And I'm talking about between 226 and 245. We're going to be hovering probably for a few days, in my opinion, between the 7.5% range. So right now, the support is clearly identified at around the 229, 230 range, but more so above 227, in my opinion. That's going to be the support. And the resistance is clearly between 245 and also 247. So I don't want to keep this technical analysis video going on for too long. These are my thoughts for it. I think that we're looking incredibly great so far. And the last thing that I would like to point out is, actually, you know what? I'll talk about hidden divergence another time. But for those that are familiar with it, know that we ended up getting a higher high, okay, between these two particular points. We got a higher high when we compare this. Higher high in price, but we did not get a higher high in RSI, which is a good thing. If the price was higher, okay, price is higher, and the RSI is also higher, okay, that could actually signify a continuation to the downside for a continued downside momentum, right? That's basically hidden bearish divergence, okay? Whereas hidden bullish divergence is the other way around, right? If it's lower, right, if you compare the two low points for price action and say on the indicator or RSI, the second point where it's a higher low, right? So, you know, just as an example, you're getting two prices, right? One's here for price action, one's there. But if this RSI is actually lower, where you get a lower low than this one, that it's a continuation to the upside. It's kind of reverse thinking of normal divergence, okay? So you might need to rewind that a little bit to catch it. So anyways, I think that there's a lot of potential. Just to give you a quick summary one more time, I do believe that the high could be anywhere. Well, first of all, we have to break 245 to 247 range, and if we do, we could be seeing huge swings up to $288. I think that we will be trending right now between 227 or 229 at the 227 at the lowest, 229 as a hard support, between 229 and 245, and until we trend there, until we get out of that particular range, I don't think that we're going to see different prices until then. But we do have a really great area of where we think it could be for a long period of time, and that area is going to be right in here. Okay, that's where I believe we'll be trending. So now we're either going to fall down here from 227 back down to 217, or if we break out of it, it's going to nicely go up to, of course, I'd say 287 even. But of course, it's going to trend kind of slow. But of course, this one here, I'm seeing a course a lot, aren't I? This one is more likely right there, 256. 288 is an optimistic guess right now based on seeing the high. But realistically, we're going to trend to one of these regions. We're going to trend in here, or one of the three options, in my opinion, is going to happen. Between 227 and 245, we'll be kind of hovering between there in a sideways pattern. If it breaks below 227, we'll find the support at 216, just based on price action, supports, and resistances. And if we break above 245, we're going to see gains of possibly up to another 4 or 5%, up to 255. So those are my thoughts for Ethereum. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm certainly going to enjoy it, this 32-degree weather. And for those that are still interested in my course, make sure you pick it up, because I firmly promise you that once I finish updating this course, which I'm going to do over there by the river, so let me give you guys a view with my back. Down that river, down that path over there, I got the river and the huge hammock, and I think it's going to be a lovely day for me to enjoy it out there with my family and friends. And once I finish this course, when working on it out there, probably won't be today, to be honest, I will not make it available on Udemy anymore, and I will only allow 100 people to buy it. But guess what? I respect myself a lot. People have been giving me really good advice to sell it for more, and it should be worth about $800, I'd say. So pick it up now, all three of them, for $190 American, before you either cannot get it again, or will have to pay $800. Anyways, have a great morning. Hope you have a fantastic day. Make sure you're always staying safe in the market, and make sure you're always educating yourself, because you got to put in the time and the tuition into anything that you want to succeed in, and especially the energy, because if you don't, you're just going to be another guy where I'm going to take profit from in the market, because you'll be dealing with sharks like me. Have yourselves a great day. Bye now.